Alrighty, so final video in this Ascendant series is the sign of Pisces. So people who have Pisces rising, one thing I've noticed is there can be this idea of being a chameleon. Pisces is there's a lot of confusion around your own boundaries, right? It's this kind of fluid sign that often just kind of can go with the flow and be this like chameleon in different social situations. It can also be because it's ruled by Neptune, which is fog, which has to do with foggy and which really confuses you in terms of who you are. Pisces a lot of the times have a very they don't really know who they are on the outside level, so they tend to just blend into their environments and maybe take on the traits of more dominant, strong energies around them. So it's really like all about trying to like figure out a sense of individuality, and such a sensitive sign that it can also be put off really easily. It can be really sensitive. It can have a tendency to take on the victim role, to like, because it's so sensitive, like play the victim and do the whole self pity thing. Aside from that, it's just the type of people that just really go. It's the most confusing of all these videos because Pisces is just so confusing. It's just all about going with the flow. Like they tend to just go with the flow like a fish in a stream, but this can make it really hard for them to define a path in life. And yeah, so there can just like they can be the sign that just like follows that most dominant energy. Maybe they're like the person in the group that just kind of just says like whatever, and they might even be following someone to in a way that doesn't even make them happy, but they still do it. So like I said, like many people with Pisces rising are like chameleons. They're like shapeshifters. They adopt a form appropriate to whatever is going on around them. So this can be really good for being an actor, but it's not great when you're interacting with the real world. It can actually be quite problematic. You can kind of go back and forth and kind of it wouldn't be nice to not know who you are. So the big thing for a Pisces ascendant is using creativity, because they're so creative and so inspired, so artistic. Diving into creativity and using that as a mirror to figure out more about who you are. So this can lead to a real interest in film, photography, drama, dance, any kind of highly visual and imaginative art. Because yeah, like discovering the essence of who you are is really what's extremely essential for growth and happiness. So there's this big delicate balance that I'm reading here, a delicate balance between rigidity and fluidity, between adapting to others, and asserting the self is what must be found. And this will come by accepting the sensitive and imaginative nature of the Pisces. A lot of times Pisces ascendants are like, they kind of reject that sensitive part of themselves, especially if it's men. So aside from that, there can be a tendency to be taken advantage of. It's not the most assertive. It's a water sign, so it can be pushed around a lot. There can be more dominant energies can come in and take advantage of them and kind of push them around, and they sometimes accept it because they have a very, very calm and peaceful nature, and yeah, it can be hard for them to like not accept that, and sometimes it can be really sad. Also, so service, so they're very, very compassionate people. They're empaths. They're natural empaths who can really just look at someone and just tell what kind of day they're having, and they're just very kind, giving people. So it can be really good for them, like in their quest to really understand who they are on a deeper level, to besides art, to also be of service and to use that part of the heart. They can kind of get clues through that. Another thing with Pisces rising is that because of this deep sensitivity and just this whole Neptunian energy of foggy boundaries, they can, or excuse me, this whole Neptunian thing of foggy boundaries, but also Neptune is about this higher reality. Pisces ascendants are dreamers. So what does a dreamer, someone who's idealistic, that's romantic, what do they do when life isn't really giving them that perfect reality? They escape. So the key for Pisces ascendant is, to choose healthy escapes. So many people with Pisces, these are the people that do drugs or drink alcohol. They do something to alter their mind, to trick themselves to make themselves feel like they're in that solid reality. So using creative pursuits is so important for finding that in a healthy way. So it's really like the sensitivity is both the gift and the challenge, right? And learning to recognize the impulses and feelings that stir through you for what they really are, and then finding an outlet for their expression is what is most useful. So when you're a Pisces ascendant, you can really focus on the qualities of your sun and moon sign to really help you define a path through your life. Because the Pisces ascendant, like I said, it just kind of flows, and it's hard to really put it down and define it. So one more thing I'll say is in terms of like romantic and like love stuff, they can have rose-colored glasses in love, and they can be overly idealistic and see potential of someone and how good someone could be, as opposed to how good they are, and they could end up with partners who hurt them. So it's best to have a type of partner who, and obviously like other parts of the chart will dictate this, but preferring a partner with more analytical types who can give them a rational, no nonsense assessment to any situation that can kind of push away some of that Piscean shadow nature. All right, so that's about it for my Ascendant video. I know this one was quite long, but Pisces is just really hard to pin down. So I would love to know what you think. Please leave any comments, and I would really appreciate any subscriptions to my channel. Thank you so much, and so much more content to come. I'm not really sure. I did all these in a row, so I like doing it intuitively. Like, I have my notes, but I don't really access them that much. Sometimes I read a few things, but I hope you guys enjoyed this, and thanks so much, and have a great day. Bye.